his name was Coach Rush. He was the Spurs 10, 11-year-old coach, I believe. Their team was really good, and they got to the championship game, and they ended up going, down in the game by a good amount. And being able to see that coach, continue to tell his kids, like, keep playing, like, don't quit, just keep going until the very end of the game. And they ended up losing the game, but they had like a huddle after the game, and the coach he was saying how proud he was of them, and he was saying that, no matter what, like, we're always going to be Spurs and remember this team forever. And you could really tell it really meant something to all the parents and the kids in that huddle. So that was a really cool moment to be able to see.
What's up, College Station? I'm Grace Hallowell, and today I'm joined by our Parks and Recreation Athletics Supervisor, Kohl Vega. Hi, Kohl.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, of course. Are you enjoying this cooler weather? I know.
Very much so.
Me too.
Yeah.
Are you a native Texan?
I am not. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay, awesome. I have a friend who lives in Springfield, so kind of near Kansas City.
Yeah, that's where I went to college at, actually.
Okay. Yeah, I am a Pennsylvania girl, so this cold is near and dear to my heart. I know a lot of our residents here aren't big fans, but I welcome it, especially because it's going to get hotter next week.
Yeah, no, I love the cold weather. Like, being from Kansas City, it's like the snow and the cold.
Yes.
Like, being down here, it's definitely taken a little bit to get acclimated, but like, I feel like I'm getting there at this point.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is something that you realize too, but like 70 degrees feels like 30 now.
Yeah.
So when it's actually 30, it is frigid. But today we are going to talk about, speaking of cold weather, the Winter Basketball League that our Parks and Recreation puts on. It is for our youth here in College Station, and it is a really good program, and we're looking for players as well as coaches. Yep. But to start off, tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Yeah, so Kohl Vega, I'm the athletic supervisor of the city under the Parks and Rec department. So essentially, I just oversee, organize all of the recreational sports leagues that we offer. So that ranges anywhere from, winter basketball, adult volleyball, adult kickball, softball, speed agility training, summer camps, all that different kind of stuff. So all of that falls under my umbrella, and I just organize and oversee all of those.
Awesome. And were you always a sports person?
Very much so. Grew up in a sports household. My sister grew up playing sports. I grew up playing sports every morning. ESPN, get home, ESPN, Sunday NFL countdown on Sundays, college game days on Saturdays. So that's like my life, essentially. Everything revolves around sports.
Gotcha. And being from Kansas City, are you a Chiefs fan?
I am not a Chiefs fan.
Okay. Who's your team?
I'm a Broncos fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I feel like being from Kansas City, you would be a Chiefs fan, but it depends.
Yeah. No, you're surrounded by so much of it. At some point, it was whenever I was like a really little kid. So like whenever I was really little, I was tired of it and became a Broncos fan.
I understand the sentiment. I was in a household of Steelers fans and surrounded by people who, bleed black and gold. Yeah. So I chose the Chicago Bears, which doesn't seem to be a fun choice.
No, yeah, they're having a decent season though.
Yeah, this year. So how long have you been with the city in your current role?
So about a year and a half. So May 25 was whenever I started this position. So I moved down here to Texas in November. My girlfriend works at A&M, so that's why I moved down here. And then I was able to, I was actually working at Visit for a little bit. For about a month before I ended up getting this job with Parks and Rec.
And that is something that we'd love to hear, coming to College Station to work as well as live. And what drew you to the position with the city?
Yeah, so in college, I sort of gained a lot of my experience in the field in college. I was an intramural sports supervisor for our rec center there. And so I actually started as a flag football official my freshman year, and then transitioned as the years went on to an intramural sports supervisor. And then by the time I graduated, I was able to start organizing those intramural sports myself. So I oversaw our flag football league and our softball league by the time I was a senior. And then once I graduated, I graduated sports administration degree. So that's really what I wanted to do. And then that this opportunity popped up, and I was like dying to have it. So it just made the most sense for me.
And what is one thing that you wish people knew about what it is that you do?
I feel like a lot of people may think that I just oversee their one league. But I'm overseeing a lot of leagues at the same time.
Yes.
Not that I don't have any help. Obviously, our event specialist Amy is a huge help to what we do here at the Parks and Rec department and all the leagues that we offer. But I feel like a lot of people think that like, oh, I'm just overseeing winter basketball. It's like, no, I'm overseeing like all of the sports going on at one time. So I feel like that's something people may not know.
Yes, and this year we had the Games of Texas. We were able to host it along with the City of Bryan and A&M, and you and your team played a big part in that. And I feel like you guys were all over the place when the games were here.
Yeah, so I oversaw boxing, but we had track and field, which was massive. It was over
Yes.
A&M. Tennis, soccer, swimming. I mean, you name the sport, we had it. So I was just a small part of that, overseeing boxing. But there was so many other sports going on at the same time. But really, everybody in our department, it was a hands-on deck event. So we were all just all games of Texas for the entire summer and leading up to the summer as well. So it was a really big event, and I thought it was really successful too.
Yes, I am excited that it is coming back.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be really fun. I could definitely see like all the different things that we can even do better and make it even cooler. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to doing boxing again if that is what I do. But yeah, I really hope that is the case because I had a great time doing it.
So, what is your favorite thing about your job?
I would say just being surrounded by sports every single day.
Yeah.
My job is, to organize them. So like I said before, like I love sports, and that's essentially what I do. Like every night or like on the weekends, like I'm watching sports or I'm playing sports, or so just being able to be surrounded by that is like easily my favorite thing about my job.
Yeah. What was your sport that you played the most, or your favorite sport to play?
Yeah, so I was a basketball player.
Okay.
May not look it because I'm a little short, but yeah, basketball was my favorite sport. But I grew up playing all of them. So really, just once I got to high school, that's just what I really just specialized in basketball.
Awesome. So, what is the biggest thing that you've learned so far? I know you've only been with the city for a little over a year now, but what is something that you've learned since you've gotten into this field and working with the intramural sports in college? What is the biggest thing that you've learned?
That I would say that it's like truly important to have like recreational sports leagues, especially for adults. I mean, for youth as well, but for adults, it really gives people an avenue to continue to play sports they're passionate about, past the point that they're able to. So like same with me. Like once I got to a point in high school, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna play anymore. I was just like, my main goal was to give back to the sports community.
Right.
And so like it's seeing how serious some people take it, and how passionate about the sports people are. I'd say like it's extremely important to have these recreational sports leagues so people can continue to do that.
It is for any age, any skill level. It is something that helps, so many different aspects of the quality of life, especially in College Station, having these programs. And how can people contact you if they have questions about anything we talk about today?
You can just reach out to me via email, or you can call our front desk and they can forward you to my direct phone line. But kvega@cstx.gov is my email, and then our front desk is 979-764-3486. So you can just ask for me, and then I'll be there.
Awesome. So, for listeners who may not know, what is the Winter Youth Basketball League and who is it designed for?
Yeah, so it's designed for the youth, ages 6 to 13. And essentially it's an 8-game regular season league, and then we will run like a playoff style tournament at the end where all teams make the playoffs. But essentially it's just an 8-game season, and then you've got a tournament there at the end that will determine the winner of that certain division. But we've got Monday, Wednesday, Saturday divisions, and then we've got Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday divisions. So we've got a bunch of different divisions going on at the same time. So the options for you to, if you have something going on Mondays or Wednesdays, you can always join our Tuesday, Thursday league as well.
Yes, it is very fitting for any schedule. And the league focuses on teamwork and fundamentals while promoting mental, social, and physical development. So, how do you define success in those areas for the young athletes in this league?
Yeah, so really it's great because I'm able to see it firsthand.
Yeah.
Going back to like last winter we did it, and then we also do a summer basketball league, and being able to see like you get to see firsthand some of these kids. They grow up in the league, so you get to see them, whether that be they're shooting better, they're dribbling better, they're passing better, or if there's like being a better teammate or
Yeah.
listening to their coaches better. You really get to see it firsthand, which is a really rewarding thing. So that's essentially where I'm able to see it.
And can you walk us through how the age divisions are broken up and why they were chosen to be in those different groups?
Yeah, so we do a 6 and 7 year old division, 8 and 9, 10, 11, and then 12 and 13, and essentially they're broken up that way, just so like if say we did like a 6 to 8 year old division, you can really see the difference in a
Yeah.
6 year old and an 8 year old. So we really try to keep those 2 year gaps like together, just so that like we don't see any like massive skill discrepancies while you're playing in the league and making it essentially unfair for those younger kids. So we try to keep it to where it's like 2 years together, the next 2 years together, and just keep it that way throughout our leagues.
And then is this program for kids who have played basketball already or have never picked up a ball? Who is it for?
Everyone.
Everyone.
That's something that we really want to emphasize. It's like it is strictly like recreational. Obviously, there's going to be some kids that are a little bit better, that have played for a couple years, but we want to emphasize that to parents, coaches, everyone, that it is a recreational league, so that even if your kid hasn't played a single minute of organized basketball, they're able to feel comfortable and learn the game, and be able to get playing time and have a good time out there while they're playing.
And how does the scheduling and locations work? I know you mentioned that there's Monday, Wednesday games or Tuesday, Thursdays. So how does that work, and what is the practice schedule like?
Yeah, so the beginning of January, starting January 5th through January, I think, 17th, it's strictly practices. So Monday through Thursday, we'll run a practice each night depending on the division that you're in, and then Saturdays, everyone practices.
Okay.
And we'll do that for the first couple weeks just to get everyone comfortable with their teams, kind of let the coaches know what they have. And then once January 19th hits, that's whenever we will start our games. And so we'll play games during the weekday or weeknights. So Monday through Thursday we'll play games, and then that'll be at the Lincoln Recreation Center, and then that'll also be at local CSISD schools. So essentially we'll play those games through the weeknights, and then on Saturdays we'll practice. Everyone will practice, and that's the schedule for the rest of the season. So weeknights games, and then Saturdays we'll do practice.
Awesome. And there is a pre-draft workout coming up in December. So can you describe what that workout is like and why it's an important part of this process?
Yeah, so essentially we have all the kids come out to the Lincoln Center, and they will all get like a number on their shirt or jersey, whatever they're wearing, and essentially they get ran through like a number of different drills. So like a passing drill, a shooting drill, dribbling drill, like a sprint, and essentially that will let coaches know what they are drafting. So once they're done with those drills, we're documenting how they're doing in every single drill, and then once those drills are done, we essentially put that into a big Excel sheet, and then we run a coaches draft the week after the pre-draft workout. And so we put all of how they did in those drills on this sheet, and then as well as the parents, whenever they register, they also like assess their kids based on like their athletic ability, their basketball ability, and things along those lines, their height. And so we put all that into a sheet, and so the coaches know exactly what they are drafting. And then, yeah, the next week we run the draft, and that's how we construct those teams.
Yes, to make it a fair matchup.
Yeah.
And registration is open now through December 1st. And are there limited spots available? And how has registration been so far?
Yeah, so registration's been okay so far. It's still relatively early, so there's definitely still spots available for people to register. But yeah, we completely expect to reach full capacity.
Yes, and it makes a great early Christmas gift if you want to get your shopping done and out of the way.
Yep.
And for families who might be on the fence, what would you say are the key benefits of joining this league beyond just learning how to play basketball?
Yeah, like I mentioned before, we do want to emphasize that it is a recreational league. So if that's like part of their hesitation, I'd like to like emphasize that, you know, it's a great opportunity for kids not only just to get a new experience playing a sport, but to learn the game of basketball. It's not like a competitive league, so it's not like they're gonna be sitting the bench the whole time and not being able
Yeah.
to play and not having a good time. Like we want to emphasize that it's recreational and that fun is the first thing that we're looking for kids to have.
And are there any scholarships or fee assistant options for families who might find the cost a limitation to
Yeah,
joining?
yeah. So just reach out to me via email. I mean, we can, depending on the form that you fill out, we can give up to a 75% discount on the league.
So we are also looking for some coaches and some volunteers for the league. So what type of support and training does a new coach receive?
Yeah, really, really, what we're looking for is just coaches that are passionate about the game.
Yes.
So if they have some passion for the game, we're open to have them coach. We'll get them all, coaches T-shirts, a set of basketballs, and then like one of those coaches dry erase boards for them this season. And essentially, but really, we're open to having new coaches. We have a good group of coaches that come back every single year. So we're really, really looking for coaches that have a passion for the game and that are able to teach those fundamentals.
I know a lot of kids, one of those core people that are very influential in their lives are their coaches.
Yeah,
And especially for leagues like this where it is about fun and about learning, a coach can be a great mentor.
definitely.
So, why is it valuable to invite new or inexperienced coaches for a league like this? And what kind of culture are you hoping they bring to the teams?
Yeah, I think having new coaches, experienced coaches, whatever it is, I think leaving that door open for people to volunteer is always a good thing. If that's something they're wanting to do, I'm completely open to them coming out and coaching. Really, it's like I said before, if they have a passion for the game and they're able to coach the fundamentals of the game, while teaching other things and like outside of the game of basketball, like social skills, teamwork, discipline, I'm completely open to having them come out and coach. So that's really just the keys that we look for in coaches.
Yes, absolutely. And can you share a success story from a past season where you saw meaningful growth in a player or a coach or the program in general?
Yeah, so over the summer, we did have his name was Coach Rush. He was the Spurs 10, 11-year-old coach, I believe. Their team was really good, and they ended up. You could really tell they're buying into what he said throughout the season. He was able to teach them how to run his own defense and emotion offense. So that was really cool to see. But they got to the championship game, and they played another team, the Jazz. That these two coaches have coached against each other for a while, and they ended up going down in the game by a good amount, and being able to see that coach continue to tell his kids like keep playing, like don't quit, just keep going until the very end of the game, and they bought in completely, and they were listening to him, and then they ended up losing the game. But I was there, and I was able to. I was going to give them their second place medals, and they had like a huddle after the game, and the coach was he was saying how proud he was of them, and he was saying that no matter what, like we're always going to be Spurs and remember this team forever. And you could really tell it really meant something to all the parents and the kids in that huddle. So that was a really cool moment to be able to see.
Yes, that is awesome. That gave me chills.
Yeah.
And what advice would you give to a parent or child who has never played on a recreational league and is thinking about signing up for this one?
Yeah, I would say take the jump, do it. And like I said before, it's a recreational league, and we want to emphasize fun. So it's not like we're out here every coach is looking to win. So we're really just looking to teach fundamentals of the game and like give these kids a good experience. So just do it. If I would say it, like I think that every kid deserves to have a good time, and every kid deserves to wear a jersey. So if they're hesitant on doing that, I really hope that us talking here can be able to influence them to be able to come out and join a league.
Yes, that is the whole point is having fun, and like Nike says, just do it.
Exactly.
So one more time, where can people find more information on registration and about our parks in general?
Yeah, so registration for any of our programs that the parks offers. So that could go anywhere from, the Lincoln Center or to the Lick Creek Nature Center or anything that I do is rectrack.cstx.gov. But if there's, you're looking for more information on any of that stuff, you can go to our website, cstx.gov/parks, and you can find all of our programs there.
Perfect. And before we go, we have a quick game of Would You Rather, all related to basketball today. So are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. Would you rather volunteer as a coach or as a referee?
I would say a referee, just based on the fact that that's what I used to do.
Okay.
So I do have a passion for it, so I would say ref.
Awesome. And would you rather have perfect passing skills or a jump shot that never misses?
Jump shot that never misses. Definitely.
Would you rather be the tallest player on your team or the fastest?
I would say the tallest.
Okay.
Yep.
Would you rather play every game outdoors or in an air-conditioned gym?
Growing up in the Midwest, I would say air-conditioned gym.
Okay. And then finally, would you rather make a game-winning buzzer beater or block the other team's final shot?
Buzzer beater for sure. Nothing like it.
Yes, absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Cole. And that's what's up. Thanks so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a like and subscribe to our channel. And if you have suggestions for topics for us to cover, leave them down in the comments.